Folks, it's happening. We're back. Sports Scientists, woo!
The low budget edition 2.
Well, we figured since everybody's stuck inside with all this COVID-19 nonsense that we could have a good laugh and have some fun.
This is how we spiritually dock with each other.
We have great questions lined up today, folks. I'll tell you this, we're going to be giving you answers that are mostly funny, attempts at being funny. We're just mean with no humor in sight. Sometimes we'll give actual answers, but if you want real answers, RP Strength, Renaissance Periodization YouTube, check out the weekly webinars, RP Plus weekly webinars. James and I answer questions off YouTube and RP Plus in the same webinar that goes to YouTube every week. Get on the YouTube and ask us real questions. We go super in depth. So, Mr. Rodriguez is here from Ground Zero, New York City. We're going to take a stab at a little bit of social commentary through our friends, the Instagrammers, who have who have answered a request on my page to have questions ready for the sports scientists. And there are some questions. I was going to say good ones, but they all suck because everyone who follows us sucks just like we suck. You guys ready?
That's true. So before we start, I actually have a good segment for this show. Did you guys see Arnold's video about social distancing with his like little donkey and like mini horse?
What horse?
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I was holding on to this one because I was like, this is a perfect sports scientist clip. I'm going to share it. I don't know if it's going to audio if it go through, but it's amazing. So like if the audio doesn't go through, it's literally him just like, look, I'm with my donkey and my horse. Yum, they're eating. Ah.
I saw it, but I didn't hear you say the RS.
Oh, with his hose.
With his hose.
Marcos, do the audio. Go.
After you're 65, you're not allowed out. So we stay home and we eat here, right? Oh, yes, it's yummy. There's whiskey and there's Lulu. Lulu loves carrots and the whiskey loves carrots. I just had my little bit of vegan food and the...
Marcos, why don't you stop reading the subtitles and just tell us what you think he's saying. Fuck the subtitles.
Okay. All right.
James, keep
Let's
going.
do it over again.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Sorry. Could you hear that at all or no? Just curious.
No, not at all.
Okay.
All right, let's see what we got here. Hello there. I'm here from Cybernet headquarters, just working on my animals I'm about to slaughter for to make protein synthesis inside my muscles. Yeah. Which one am I going to kill first? This one's a little bit too hairy. This one looks a little bit more Aryan, so maybe this guy. Hey, don't touch him. Come on, get out of here. You did too much cocaine last night. It's okay. I did not have sex with these animals, not today at least. But yeah, it's all right. No big deal. See you later from Skynet.
Okay, I can't take anymore. Marcos, you need a fucking Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah, dude, I got so many of those. I have many medals. I have all the medals, and they made the medals for me.
I can't believe
all the way back in China.
All those mini animals.
Why? Where do they poop? Those animals cannot be potty trained
in the house.
And they're pooping everywhere. It's ridiculous. I'm living in shit. It's like Austria all over again, like in the 1950s when they lived in the big castle.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed that because I was like, this is a perfect Marcos and Mike video clip I got to hold on to.
Marcos, are you still with us audio-wise?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay,
I'm always with you. Right. Close your eyes. I'm right there.
Ooh, I feel you, Daddy.
Ooh.
All right, let's get into the questions.
Yeah.
We're not too far into the questions. Mercia Balai.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
He's a serious question person.
He just underhand pitches the worst fucking question ever. Does quarantine raise forearm MRV? Asking for a friend. I assume he did that after because it's only logical to do after that. So let's put this technically. Does being quarantined raise your maximum recoverable forearm volume?
Well, we were talking about this before you hopped on. Like Pornhub put all their stuff, their premium stuff up for free. So
wait,
everybody
I did not say that. I did.
Italy.
I did say that. Yeah.
Oh, now it's for everybody.
For us also?
Yeah, now I think it's
buongiorno.
everybody.
What the
my
fuck?
man.
Yeah, hold up. Do I have to like put an email down or some shit?
Like, hold on. Let's come back to this in like 15 minutes. We'll come back to this.
Joe, this just changed my whole night.
Yeah. So you can get off the X videos and get on that Pornhub Premium. Son.
I'm tired of the grainy grains. I need that.
That's
HD
what I was telling
shit.
James. Yeah, I want to see how many ingrown hairs are all around.
Yo, yeah, Marcos, great that you brought this up. Let's discuss. You know what I'm saying? When sometimes porn's too HD and you really don't want to know those people on that level.
No, I love it. What are you talking? You guys are so weird.
Sometimes you don't want that 4K. Like I was saying, just bring it down to the 1080. That's fine. I don't need to see like every fucking blackhead in your anus.
I mean, I'm gonna be doing the same shit live. I'm gonna be like, what's in here?
It's too much.
Yeah.
Right? Because normally, like, it's a good thing when it gets like more and more high quality. With porn, there's like it's like an inverted U shape, right? Where at some point you're like, oh, this is actually too much quality.
And you guys are trying to flatten the U-porn curve. I hate you guys.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I bet people are overreaching on their forearm shit right now. You know what I mean? They're like, let me do a couple set of wrist curls, and then the rest of the day they're like, ah. Marcos.
Next is our dearest friend, Askin Zach. Zach Askin, highly competitive brown belt from, what's it called? Balance BJJ. He says, oh shit, Marcos. Yo, damn, son.
Damn, dude. You're just
Yo,
going to
are
throw
you
down on me like that? I wasn't ready.
ready.
Oh.
Marcos, how'd you get the keys to the gym?
Censor.
Oh, I'm not in a gym. This is an old video.
Oh, cool. I gotcha. Asking Zach, Marcos, this question is definitely directed towards you. James and I can only just, maybe add in a few things at the end.
Yes.
Zach Askin says, I've been working with Dr. Sebi's protege, and he has me on sea moss and elderberry. What dosage and how come?
Oh, the sea moss is good for your detoxifying system, and the elderberry is good for your immune system. Don't forget to throw in eucalyptus and lavender to help calm you down, and some what's that other shit? Fuck me sideways.
Yeah,
oregano oil.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's critical. Oregano oil is really like the suspension that holds all that shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you got to take it on an empty stomach. That's when it's fun.
for sure.
You're welcome.
Otherwise, you're an idiot.
Don't they use oregano to like either cut or like sell fake drugs? I can't think of the right one, but I've heard like people.
Yeah, weed.
Reefer.
They used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who cuts weed anymore because it's like basically legal now.
I gotta tell you, I'm worried about running out of weed here because I'm trying to stay at home, but I only got so much weed. You're like, what am I supposed to do?
Bro, they have weed delivery services in California. What the fuck are you doing?
Be a real shame if you had a Dominican friend.
That's true. I guess I could use a delivery service. Never thought.
Marcos, you're asking James to commit the federal crime of shipping marijuana across state lines. Do you realize that? You fucking
My
idiot.
last name is Rodriguez. It doesn't. They never think I do that anyway, man. I'm just
Right, true. Also, they're like, is this yours? You're like, look, Rodriguez, how many of us are there? For the love of God. Could be me.
You're
Could
like,
be
I don't know, Chief. Book him. Fuck it. All right.
to yourself.
30 years.
Throw that brown guy in the back.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Fueled by Scott's Oats says, so anabolic steroids compensate for suboptimal dietary and training practices. I think, so this guy is trying to troll me. He's trying to troll me for a while. He's like, I think he's.
Is he just saying like you can kind of get by if you're not doing things great, like the drugs help you kind of?
I think he's just trying to insult me because he's insinuating that I have suboptimal diet and training practices while Marcos flexing me. God damn, Marcos, your triceps is off the chain, dog.
I didn't know we were going to be posing down today. God,
really,
you caught me off guard.
I'm in fucking quarantine. All right? Leave me alone.
Losing your mind.
If I had the donkey and the horse, maybe I'd be feeling better. Okay.
The Arnold video is unbelievable. Hi, honey. My wife's here.
Honey.
She's going to start cleaning dishes together shortly. So
is this guy really trolling you, or is he just one of
I
those
think
guys
he's got
who
like a mean streak in him. He's like
people
one
will follow
time he
you
like accused me of dieting too hard, and then when I asked him why he thought that, he said, well, I figured what your macros are, and I was like, that's by no means clear my macros are like that either for the entire diet or for even the entire week. You don't know when I'm pushing. You don't know when I'm coming back. Pulling back on the diet. You don't know what kind of diet breaks I take. You have no context for anything. And then he started talking about like all this literature on like pushing too far and what is an excessive caloric deficit in athletes. There's all sorts of terminology for that. And I just think he's got one of these things where he's just out for blood, man. He's a fucking straight killer. I'm pretty sure he's a PhD student in the United Kingdom, I believe, in our field.
He's just mad because Prince Charles got the corona.
Yeah, I'll give him the Gary Tonin. What's his name? And that other guy that talk that shit, man. Talk that shit. Fucking shit.
So wait, was that the end of was that just?
Is that a question? It's so anabolic steroids compensate for suboptimal dietary and training practice. I'll do one further. I'll give you the trolling you wanted. I know more about training than you do. I know more about diet than you do. I know more about anabolic steroids than you do. And I'm smarter than you. And I'm one step ahead. Fuck you. And if you want the real beef, let me know when we're fighting each other in real life. We're going to do this. And then one of us is going to go, my eye. And this is going to be the winner. Is that what you wanted?
No, stop, time out.
So how do you nerds fight?
Dude, we don't.
You guys do
fight nobody
with calculators.
Shit.
No, I was just going to say, is it you guys take a test first? It's you decide your battles. You're I choose jujitsu. And he's I choose calculus test. You're yeah.
Really? It's going like back and forth on a forum and trying to one up each other with little rhetorical quips, and whoever quits first is declared the loser by the other person who's just still around with no one to debate.
But then you also have a lot of dick riders that are going to come to your defense, Dr. Mike is right.
100%.
And then he's going to be all upset.
But he's going to be Dr. Mike's on drugs, and that makes me a better person somehow, and it makes me know things. And yeah, he's just a hate-ass motherfucker. Listen, I don't know, 20-something. Fueled by Scott's Oats. First of all, your Instagram name is really fucking stupid because you're implying that – say what?
What's this guy's name?
Fueled by Scott's Oats.
That's weird.
So your name is dumb because essentially you are saying that oatmeal is superior to any other source of fuel. And not only is this a sort of disjointed supremacy of carbohydrates versus proteins and fats, which you're promoting, which I think is deleterious to diet culture. Also, you're essentially saying that other foods are not as good. But I'm just kidding. You're not saying any of that. Taking this way too seriously. I think you're a real sharp guy, and you have already contributed a lot to the industry. I think you're going to contribute further. And if you could hate a little less, maybe you could write a little more good stuff. But if you want to continue to hate me, I would gladly arrange for a YouTube technical debate on any matter of your choice in which you think we have contention.
Yo, what's your YouTube win ratio?
I lost to everyone I've ever debated. The biggest loss I had was to Greg Doucette, who wiped the fucking floor with me.
Oh boy, don't start
this
with
motherfucker
that.
Just straight shat science down my throat. Guys, I couldn't breathe for 1 hour and 30.
Marcos, back to
Marcos, I love that angle. Is that what all the boys see in Thailand when you go twice a year?
Come on, man. I haven't been there.
I just got back from there.
What did the boys see there, James?
Barely. You guys had the last flight out, right?
Out of Tokyo Haneda, yeah. Definitely. We didn't realize it until we got on the flight, and we were like, "Ooh, yeah, yikes."
All right.
Well, it was weird because I saw you keep posting pictures, and I was like, does he know the world's ending? Because he's not acting like it.
We're having fun.
Dude, it sucks. We came back home. It was like a fucking Twilight Zone episode. I was like, so can I just buy groceries and stuff? And everyone's like, nah, man. I was like, can I go outside? They're like, nah. Where have you been? I'm like, oh, Thailand. And they're like, fuck you, James. You're going on vacation, you socially irresponsible cunt. I'm like, I'm in my house 99% of the year. Like, I don't
pick the wrong time.
Quarantine is like my lifestyle. Now you're mad at me for going on vacation. Fuck.
James, you have a home gym. This quarantine has essentially completely unaffected you whatsoever.
The only thing right now is that I can't buy toilet paper. I literally went to Costco today. No toilet paper still. So I've been using
So here's the thing
baby wipes.
Here's the thing about the toilet paper, right? I can understand in the first week hoarding toilet paper because you're retarded and can't put two things together and you're just scared. Fine. Who's still hoarding it?
Well, the problem is now that because the first wave of hoarders came through, now no one has toilet paper. So everyone else is trying to buy their regular supply of toilet, even just the regular supply. It's just no toilet paper.
It's going to be funny in 2 weeks when people have an inordinate amount of toilet paper in their house, not shit to do with it. And the shelves are full and they'll be like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Good job.
It pisses me off too because the spirit of staying in is so that you are not potentially passing the virus around and overburdening people who are vulnerable and overburdening the healthcare system, right? But it's like, okay, yeah, we're worried about the old people and the sick people, but not everyone else who has to buy groceries and basics things. Like, fuck you, people. It's such a dick move to just me greater than everyone else. Like, I'm going to buy all the this and that off the shelf. Like, there was a couple weeks here when we got back, there was like no fresh food. Mm-hmm. And all the canned food was still there. I was like, you fucking assholes. Like, you're going to buy up all the fresh food that's going to go bad.
You guys got it backwards, guys. Toilet paper and fresh food.
Right? Exactly. Just like you dickheads. Like, you're just making this harder for everybody else.
Dude, in Philly, mostly the food that's been low in supply, or rather high in demand, has been like junk food. Like, we went shopping, and Charlie and I are like super strict diets right now. And Crystal always eats pretty clean anyway. And like, we went to go shopping. We pretty much got everything we needed short of toilet paper, but like the microwave pizza aisle was like gone. And we're like, what? Really?
You know what I had the other day was one of those Quest pizzas, and that was pretty good.
Oh, James, you must be the only person ever that said that.
What? You never tried it?
He says no carbs, man.
Yeah, it's like 55 grams of carbs, but like the net carbs is like 10 or something.
So
like,
how did you poop?
It's been just explosive gassy spray. You know, the ones
Too bad you don't have any toilet paper.
Yeah, with no toilet paper, James.
How did you clean that up?
The fucking baby wipes. You know, like the baby wipe feels good every now and again when you're like, ooh, yeah, that got it. But not every time. I want to be
spoiling
clean
yourself.
and dry.
Yeah.
I want to be wet. God
Wait,
damn
you
it.
waxed?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Did I just hear you say you wax?
No, I said I don't want to be wet.
Oh, because
Like,
you should
also
wax.
why I don't want to
So,
use
like,
a bidet. Gross.
Yo, do they do hair removal in the genital area, like with the laser?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like your nuts?
I'm pretty sure they do the bikini area for sure. So I can't imagine them not
Smooth
doing
as an
the
egg,
other
like
areas.
fucking Dave Chappelle. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'd love smooth balls forever, but your boy also wants to have kids at some point. Trade-offs.
I think it doesn't affect that because they're just zapping the follicles.
No, for sure, right? For sure. But you know what I'm saying? Laser.
Only one way to find out.
Can you imagine? Imagine telling someone in the 1950s, they're like, "Where are you going today?" You're like, "I'm getting a laser shot at my testicles." They're like, "Oh, the future is dystopian."
Oh, good
You're like,
morning, carpetbaggers. Where are you going? Oh, it seems I'm going to get my testicles zapped.
Imagine telling that to your younger self. Like, so what happens to me when I'm in my 30s? Like, well, you're wildly successful. Like, oh, that's great. And you shoot lasers into your nuts. Like, what?
I knew RoboCop was prescient. I knew it. The world's going to.
We're only human, Murphy.
Yeah, we got a cyber virus or whatever, and we got fucking people zapping their testicles. But on that note, Coach D-Land asks his next question. He says, "Good podcast. Can you please rephrase this into a question for me? Thanks." I thought that was funny.
Dick move.
Hey, yo, he's throwing us love. You feel me?
Motherfucker, this isn't Jeopardy.
Ethan Dell 13, having killed the other 12 versions of Ethan Dell, says, "Can you gain muscle mass doing home workouts where the sets are 15 to 30 reps? Marcos, is this guy fucked or is he getting jacked?"
Do century sets, baby. 100 reps on everything. You're welcome.
Century sets.
You heard it here first. Why do 15 to 30 when you can do 100?
Get that fucking stress in there, baby. I don't see the guys in prison talking about like,
Hey guys, let's work on our MRV this week. And Tyrone, you're doing too many sets of bench presses. I know you can bench 600, but
Fuck
come on,
out
man.
of
Nobody
here.
gives a fuck. Yeah, for real.
Doing shit. James,
You know, funny story. My dad did 13 years in prison, and he's not complaining. He's like, I'm fine.
fuck. That's
Fuck
not,
you
you're not
guys.
joking, are you?
No, I'm not. In Dominican Republic, that shit is like a fucking
Yo,
eighth
what's
world
that
prison.
like?
That's not fun. So the first prison he was at flooded. Luckily, he was on the second floor. They didn't open the cells for the cellmates, so everyone on the first floor died.
Holy shit.
Damn.
And in DR, it's like a fucking, it's whoever goes in. It's like, oh, you killed 48 people and you stole an apple. Congratulations, you're cellmates.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
Marcos,
So he's just probably shrugged this whole COVID thing off, right?
So-
like, yeah, whatever.
assuming he knows about it.
Well, he's
Marcos,
out
so
now. He's
you
out.
hit him up. You're like, yo, Dad, we're in quarantine. He just like deadpans you, and you're like, anyway, how are you doing? Sorry, how are you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So
my dad is a permanently neurotic Jewish man, so I lose that one.
yeah.
James,
Uh,
your father's great.
Yeah, he's good. He's like one of those, he's like pretty conservative guy. So he's like stockpiled plenty of supplies. So he's good to go at, this kind of
Toilet
stuff.
paper.
He's got that
He
toilet
walks out
paper.
with the toilet paper while you walk into the store. Like, fuck, Dad.
He looks
Yeah,
you dead in the eyes while he wipes. He's like,
Of all the people that I could be worried about, him, I'm not worried about. You know what I mean? I know he's good to go. But for this question, like, so I guess like if you're a beginner lifter, like if you don't have a ton of training under your belt, you could potentially gain muscle doing stuff at home. But I think for intermediates and advanced lifters, the goal really is just maintaining muscle, which is very, very doable and very achievable.
I think you can grow muscle at home with 15 to 30 reps, but you're going to have to do more sets and probably take shorter rest breaks and do like a lot of volume and probably higher frequency. So the stimulus to time ratio, really just the SFR for at-home training is so not great that you're going to have to work harder to get decent gains. But you can still get some small gains. And when you go back into the gym, oh man, you'll be so refreshed. It'll be the first time you've seen a leg press in, weeks or months or whatever. And goddamn. So actually, gentlemen, let's talk about something real quick. When people go hit the gyms again, which is going to happen, I hope at some point, unless society fails us altogether, but weeks and months from now, let's talk real quick about like, how do you get back into the gym? Because I've been like sort of concerned about this with folks, and I might write an article about this, or James, you and I might dedicate a webinar to it. But like just real quick, because I feel like I know exactly what's going to happen. Motherfuckers is going to straight come into the gym after the shit is open. 8-hour arm workouts, 8-hour leg workouts. We're going to have like a rhabdo. People are going to think like COVID causes rhabdo because motherfuckers are going to straight rhabdo the shit off. Folks, when you go back to the gym, my advice, and we'll see what Marcos and James have, is literally just start super slow. Very low volume. The shit's not closing for another while. Get into just ease into the weight, ease into the sets, especially 2 sets of some shit, and then move on to the next muscle group. And then when you're not sore anymore, come back and slowly ease in. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's a great recommendation. Treat it like as if like you had if you took 2 weeks of vacation time, like if you went and did a European vacation, and you come back. When you come back from that, you would do the same thing, right? You wouldn't just come in and try and do the same shit you were doing before you left because you're going to crush yourself. So start easy, just do a couple sets, see how it goes. If you're feeling pretty good, maybe add a 3rd set. That's fine. But just don't push it to the limit and progress slowly week to week. It's going to be one of these things where you have to kind of dial back from your normal numbers and kind of ramp back up in the weeks to come.
Marcos, what if you have a client that's usually deadlifting like 300, 400 pounds? And what they've been doing for back is like rows with 25-pound dumbbells and super high volumes. How are you going to what do you do with them in that first couple weeks in the gym? You just straight put 405 on the bar, right?
495.
PR, you're deloaded. I get it.
Like I told you to do century sets. You should be doing fucking 20 reps with fucking 500. Yeah, I think that'll be a problem for the younger lifters. For the seasoned veterans, I think that everyone will be fine for the most part. The bros, all the guys that got to get beach ready to go to spring break to get coronavirus, they're probably going to be the ones that are fucking overtrained and injured, but fuck them.
Yeah,
Fucking
I agree mostly with that sentiment.
It's a good lesson. You're either going to get hurt or you're going to play it smart still. Chess, not checkers.
Damn, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Dropping bombs.
Your truth.
That's your truth. That's your truth. Dropping. Do you know where I got that from, Marcos? I got it from a football documentary where
Last Chance U or whatever.
Yeah, this motherfucker just said the dumbest shit ever. And his teacher, who's like not fucking remotely retarded, she's like super sharp. She's just trying to recognize that he said some shit. She was like, yeah, that's your truth. It's like, yep, you're an idiot. Like, you're wrong about everything, but you certainly think that's right.
You have thoughts.
Yeah, you have thoughts. That's certainly, you said something. You said it. That's a really good one. You said it. I collect responses that you can do to anyone and not have to like admit what they said. There is my friend and training partner, Jared Skinner, who we trained with in North Carolina for a long time. He's actually a PhD in biomechanics and a professor in Florida now. He had like a gold mine of these things. There's this guy at the gym once who was telling us crazy shit about like being a Vietnam vet, killing people. It was not really clear if he was lying or nuts and not lying, which would have been a lot scarier. And I was like 22 years old. I had no idea how to talk to people who were nuts. I wanted to either like agree with him or disagree with him. I wanted to be sort of true. But Jared said the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. After this guy got talking, like, you know, he's one of those people that talks to you while you're trying to leg press, and then he looks at you for a response, right? And Jared just goes, I hear you. And the guy's like, mm-hmm. And he walks off, and I'm like, all you said was, I hear you. That's all he wanted, was to be heard. And then, like, I hear you, I feel you, that's what's up is another really good one. Like, you could say that basically to anything. And
We say word up over here in
word
New
up.
York.
Yeah.
Word
New
up.
York. Yo, over here in New York, we fucking, we solid, baby. That's like a pan-New York, sort of like New Jersey, fucking Italian ancestry-ass motherfucker. Like, yo, Jersey, baby, we doing it. Like, shut up, motherfucker, you little bitch. Wow.
Hey, Mike, did they shut down all the liquor stores in Philly?
James, I would have no idea. You know I've never been to one of those.
So
They're all open.
The beer
the
store
liquor
was open for a long time. It probably still is. I think it's considered an essential service. Yo, cigarettes is considered an essential thing.
Well, all those things are actually state or city-run institutions because of the way that the liquor laws are there. So I'm wondering if they like shut down the liquor service in Philadelphia and if people are like losing their fucking
I
minds.
legitimately think that if they did that, there would be fucking chaos. So they're just not.
Mel actually just in the background said yes. So she seems to reaffirm that that seems to be a thing.
They're shut down?
Oh yeah, so some of our friends from Philly apparently said that they have shut down the liquor services. So
That's not good, man. Well,
Not
actually, it is good because those people sober up and they won't riot. I think having too much to drink. I don't know. It's a good question.
can't tell if like having alcohol or not having alcohol caused Philadelphians to fight more.
Yeah, it's probably like one way you fight sloppy and another way you fight mean, but less often. Dropping Bombs 61 says deadlift is near
Dropping
500.
Bombs.
It feels awesome. Squat is mid 300s and feels like death. What the hell?
What the hell, man? Fuck.
Marcos?
I don't know. What the hell? Yeah, you got me.
500. I don't know what to say.
You're a strong deadlifter and not a strong squatter?
Let's address the obvious.
Story of my life.
Sports science level. One, there doesn't have to be an inherent balance between the lifts. You can be very well leveraged for deadlifting and very poorly leveraged for squatting. First of all. Second of all, you could have very large muscle mass for deadlifting and not for squatting. So maybe you have longer femurs and smaller quads and a fucking gnarly back and longer arms. That would exactly explain it. There may be no mystery there. What you have to do is independently address, I wouldn't say like your deadlift is great, but your squat is low as some kind of mystery. Your squat is low, but you have an extra clue. Because your deadlift is great, that probably means your posterior chain is not a limiting factor in your squat. Probably means you need bigger adductors, bigger quads, and to do more work on hack squats, leg presses, and probably high bar squats, and maybe look at your technique. That would be my guess. So, if someone said like, oh man, this guy needs a stronger back to squat more, I'd be like, really though, does he? He pulls 500? But maybe if he has super fucking long arms, that might be the case.
Yeah, technique's usually the first culprit for me, but I agree with all those things that you said. I'd be like, maybe your technique needs some work. That would usually be my stinky eye suspicion.
Sure. Marcos.
Hmm.
We asked you a question about the fuck you're supposed to be contributing.
I said what you said. That's it.
That's some
Word.
century program.
100 deadlifts.
Yep. He's gonna die.
I can't
Please
walk
don't do
through
that.
a week.
100
Please
at
don't do that.
100 reps at 500.
Yo, man, don't let this motherfucker tell you what to do. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to do
Do what
1,000
you
reps?
feel.
Do 1,000 reps. Do what feels right, baby.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Formulas and
Phillips
programs,
69.
blah, blah, blah.
Hold on,
I
we
love-
gotta appreciate this.
I love when people still have the 69.
Travis Phillips 69. Hey Travis, do you like to eat a lot of pussy and asshole, or are you on the dick sucking side of things? Which one is it, buddy? You could 69 dick to dick, right? That's
could say that
actually,
here?
like, almost ideal. Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
sports
that's
scientists,
wild.
dude, are you nuts?
Marcos was like, I've been holding back for so long.
Marcos,
Seriously.
you've been dick to dick 69 for a long time. How does it feel?
Well, docking is it's like an approved Corona handshake, so I'll tell you later.
Approved Corona handshake.
Tell me later or shake me later.
Doc you later.
Doc you later. So he asks, is recomping a thing, and is it worth doing for natural/novice intermediate lifters?
that one's kind of tough to answer because it's absolutely worth doing. But the question is like, can you plan to do that accordingly? Like, it's something that happens for people who are kind of new to training or new to dieting or both, but it's not necessarily something that you can program. It's kind of like a happy accident.
Intermediate lifters, I would say it's not worth it. I would say for novices, it is. If you start out with like a decent body fat percentage, like 12 to 20 or higher.
20? You're not getting laid at 20, man. Fuck out of here. What's wrong with you?
Then go on a cut as fast as you can so you can get laid.
Literally.
But if you're looking at the long view, I think about a year of training in that body fat percent when you first start can see you gaining a lot of muscle and losing fat at the same time. What I would warn against is folks who are naturally very lean and just start training. I wouldn't do recomp because there's nowhere to recomp to. You're already lean. You're just going to like get a little stronger or a lot stronger really, but for a beginner it won't be impressive, but you just won't gain much muscle. So I think folks that start out, because like Marcus, do you ever have any friends? Like I think you started out lifting as a fat piece of shit, so this doesn't apply to you, but you guys have any friends that started out lifting really skinny and like for them the impetus was immediately like, okay, I need to gain weight. Like I'm 6'1", 130, like there's no recomping to be doing. Like they already had abs, they just didn't have any fucking muscle. I think in that case recomping is fucking stupid. But if you start off at like 180 at 5'10" or something and you got sort of like a little sloppy, whatever, regular guy, you can recomp for like 6 months to a year when you first start training, and it'll just be super easy gains. You'll get leaner, you get more muscular. Once you get leaner, more muscular, you can then plan a little maybe mini cut and then get into some muscle gain phases. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's one of those things you don't program per se. It's something that happens, and it's like in your benefit when it happens. But I wouldn't necessarily like, if I had any one-on-one clients, I wouldn't say, okay, this is going to be a recomping phase. It would be either a distinct like cutting, maintenance, or muscle gaining phase, and whatever happens along the way on the recomp side would be like, sweet, all right, great, glad that happened.
Maybe it would be easier for him if there was other food left besides frozen fucking pizza.
No, there is no frozen pizza left, man.
Oh, there's no frozen pizza.
No, yeah, that's what everybody bought, bro. That's the thing. Like,
that's why James had to eat the fucking Quest pizza, the Snickers fucking pizza.
Have you guys had the other ones? They're called the real good pizzas.
I don't eat pizza, bro. I don't put poison in my body.
Damn it! I'm not the only one who eats weird shit. So it's like they come in like little individual size, but the pizza is made of like chicken and like Parmesan. So it's like a low carb pizza, and it's pretty good. I just can't get it. I can't cook it so that it's not soggy. It tastes great. It tastes like you're eating pizza, but it's just made of like chicken. It's high protein, low carb, and tastes great, but it's hard to get the right consistency. It's like can't figure it out. And I suck at cooking.
Oh, I suck worse. Marcos, you're Dominican. That means you can cook.
Did not appreciate that one.
Wow.
All of a sudden you got sensitive, huh? Can you cook?
The one feeling I had, yeah. Fuck is wrong with me, man? I didn't have no parents. I was raised by wolves. Who else is going to teach me how to cook?
Yeah, I mean, my parents didn't teach me how to cook.
I'm like, Mike, you got to play the violin, and here's your abacus. Go.
Abacus. Nice.
Here's a computer.
You're like, Dad, I want to learn how to cook. He's like, that's what we have the 20 maids for.
Motherfuckers, you serious? We ain't pissing away money on 20 fucking maids. That's the difference between WASPs and Jews. WASPs have 20 maids. Jews begrudgingly do all that shit themselves so they can watch their investment account go up.
Smart.
I sure hope we're allowed to say that.
Speaking of Raised by Wolves, did you guys see the Tiger King documentary on Netflix?
No,
Josh Vogel texted it to me and he said, this is something to watch. What is it?
It's amazing. So it's like this like little mini docu-series where there's like a couple of these people who have like big cat, they call them rescue. Like only one of them is doing rescue and then two of them are kind of doing, big cat zoo. And they're just like the trashiest fucking hillbilly people on the planet. And it's like,
where are they?
They're in different places. One of them's in like Oklahoma, I think. The other one's in like South Florida.
Oh, they're in America.
Yeah. And they have these
places where tigers don't belong.
Yeah, they have all these like fucking tigers, and it's just a really crazy thing. There's like a murder for hire plot, and all this like crazy stuff happens. It's crazy. You got to watch it. You'll love it. It's
Crystal.
Trash.
Tiger King on Netflix.
Tigers in Florida.
Call you later.
People.
Dude, can you imagine Dorothy's bitch ass walking out in that tornado and be like, Kansas. What the fuck is that? Like fucking tiger comes out of nowhere.
Imagine it's a tiger tornado and tigers are just fucking spewing out of that bitch all over the place.
That sucks. You know, what's interesting is RP's Jen Case is from Kansas, and I can think of at least 2 other people that are from Kansas. Dorothy was from Kansas, correct? Or did I?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I could see Dorothy coming out of the tornado and just out of nowhere, Jen Case just arm bars like fuck out of her. And then I could also see, you know what I'm saying, high school, young Jen Case. And then guess who else is in her high school? Superman, Clark Kent, of course. And, you know, they're like, oh, wow, you're real strong. You could be the second strongest person at her high school. And he's like, what the fuck? And then Jen Case arm bars him too. Fuck that clown.
Ooh, I can't tell what Superman would do in that situation. I think he would just take it on the chin and just pretend like, oh yeah, I'm
All high ground.
Oh, I'm hurt. You got me. Because he's Superman.
Marcos, what superheroes in your depraved New York streets childhood did you look up to take you away from the nitty-gritty day-to-day of the city that doesn't care about you? Crystal just said Batman.
I love Batman.
I think Marcos hates Batman.
He does.
We hate Batman.
Who the fuck is we? Oh, you and Jared Feather. Fuck Jared Feather. Who do you like, Marcos? What super? Or you are more of a villain guy because you're a fucking derelict piece of shit and you love
I like the X-Men.
Which one? That was like an old Jewish man voice you did by accident.
Oh,
I love
like
the X-Men.
The
I love it because there's a man in charge and he's a real sharp guy and he tells them what to do. They don't just run around.
Professor X, let me get this straight. So you're like one of the strongest mutants, but you have telekinesis and telepathy and you can't walk, you lazy piece of shit.
Hey,
See, like, the animated
Fuck
series
outta
had
here.
that awesome in the Phoenix Saga where he like regains his ability to like walk around. Do you remember that shit? The cartoon? Oh yeah, and like
anytime he's walking around, you know bad shit's gonna go down because it's like it's just violating the rules of like the world. You know what I'm saying? You're like, ooh, this is good. He's gonna snap.
Well, he turns into Onslaught, remember? That's what fucking like kills like fucking everybody. He's like the strongest fucking whatever at the time.
He's one of those guys that you're like really thankful is a good guy, you know, because he could just straight toast
Until he
everyone.
fucking pisses, until he gets pissed off, and now he's like, nah, I'm gonna fucking kill everybody. And don't forget his son Legion, which was a great series,
yep.
although very small budget. His son is like a fucking what are those guys called? Omega level mutants, where they're like just like super powered.
Dude, the show
super powered.
fucking nailed X-Men, but the movies suck. All the movies suck.
So bad.
So bad.
So bad.
Unacceptable. And
But
especially
now we're
the
not gonna have
spin-off
any
ones.
movies for a while, so
No, that's true.
Yo, can you imagine running a movie theater this time of the fucking life?
they're all
Bad
closed.
news. Bad news.
What about movie studios, man? You can't go in
They're
and
all
shoot.
closed.
I've heard that a bunch of movies that were in production got put on hold for this exact reason.
The Witcher season 2, a whole bunch of shit.
That was great.
I love that
I liked
fucking
it.
show. Dude,
Good
yo,
talk.
real talk and
Such a
straight
good
up.
job with the game stuff.
I know what you're gonna say.
I would let Henry Cavill do unspeakable things to me.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you were going to
talking
talk
about-
about the fucking ugly chick who got the fucking Kim Kardashian surgery. And I was
No,
like,
fuck
okay.
that bitch.
Of course you would say.
Yeah, she was
Jennifer,
whatever.
LA,
She was
my
a-
name is Jennifer.
Yeah, she was. So first of all, Jennifer is a stupid fucking name.
Yeah. That's
Second
some
of all,
Dominican shit, by the way. It's like, I don't know how to spell it. Put a Y in
no,
there
if she was
instead of a J.
Dominican, it would
Cool.
be it would be a baller name if she was Dominican. But this was like from England or wherever the fuck all those people from. And then second of all, she was like, once she got like cute or whatever, she got her shit plastic surgery up. It's like, bitch, you still are an annoying ass fucking bitch with no fuck. You ain't got shit figured out. You pretend you do. Fuck that bitch. Crystal and I hated that bitch. But real talk, yo, I'm as straight as a fucking arrow. You feel me? I'm as straight as a railroad track.
I hear
you.
ya.
Most of them are straight. Henry Cavill,
That's your
I
truth.
want his hands on my body. I'm tired of waiting. I want him now.
I don't know if you
obsessed with Superman.
Did you guys play the game at
Same
all?
thing.
Like they nailed some of that stuff, like the way he talks
really?
and
That's
sounds. Like it was like it would. I played The Witcher 3, and like man, I was like I'm so impressed just with how they choreographed a lot of the stuff and how they did his voice and everything. It was awesome.
Well, it's good the
Which
video
is
game
weird.
nerds approve.
Yeah, which is weird because usually they botch shit like this all the fucking time.
Yeah,
James,
I mean,
can you do your video game guy voice and complain about how something wasn't
Actually,
adapted properly?
I can't because I can't like claim the high ground on The Witcher because I've only played 3. I didn't play 1 and 2. Right.
Can
So
you
I
at
can't
least
say
use-
like if it's like good
Yeah.
story
Can you
wise.
at least use the video game guy voice to say that it's good?
Well, you see, there was many things that was wrong with the Netflix rendition of The Witcher, but overall, I reluctantly admit that Henry Cavill did a pretty good job, I guess. Whatever.
So hard for him to say someone did a good job. Like a
Yeah.
life of criticism. So difficult.
Yeah.
Milo's Aesthetics asks, how many times should we implement some form of cardio per week? Basically, HIIT, because quarantine. First of all, the best kind of cardio during quarantine is
he worried
learning how
about
to
like
dance
like
by yourself.
cardio exhaling on people during the quarantine? Is that like
Yeah, I guess you can still go outside. Well, in some places, I think you can't go outside. But I would say my answer is it's really dependent on your goals. If you're just chilling and you lift weights a lot, no cardio. If you want to lose fat and or be super duper healthy, or if you're an endurance athlete during this time, fuck me.
just for the
Learn
record,
how to dance.
if you live in the United States, you can go outside. There's nothing saying that you cannot
Yeah.
be
Well, a lot of
outside.
these people don't, man.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
There's even like places like I know New York is trying to implement like specific areas that are not being used by cars that people can do recreation in. So I mean, like you can go outside and do stuff. So you can go definitely like if you're an endurance athlete, go take your runs and stuff. The idea is just like don't be going into populated areas and intermingling with.
Don't be going into populated areas, James. You tell them.
I know. Yeah, so I agree with what Mike said. Like, it depends on your goals, but you can definitely do like a short walk every day. Like, you could just take a 20-minute walk around your neighborhood. That's perfectly fine. If you don't have a ton of cardiovascular goals, you could just do that like once or twice per week, and then maybe have a slightly harder day. Any of those things are fine. If you want to make it a little bit harder on yourself, you can just take a backpack, fill it up with some books, and do that while you're doing your cardio walk. That's perfectly fine too. Any of those things are fine. So, usually for health, we say 2 to 3 times per week. Usually 10 to 30 minutes to pop is a good place to start.
Marcos,
Is this
how
kid
are you
single?
getting who you getting your cardio in during the
Is
quarantine?
this kid single? That's a very important question.
Probably.
Because if you're on that Nacho Vidal, Rocco Siffredi cardio, you don't need to be asking cardio questions, fam.
Another great documentary series.
That's right.
Yo, that shit was
Briefly spoke
disturbing.
about that.
James, you and I saw the Rocco Siffredi thing together, and I was like, yo, this motherfucker, thank God he ain't never fucking killed anybody, because holy shit, that is a strange human being.
That was I love the opening scene too, where it's like panning out and it's like his dick like slowly expanding on the screen. And you're like, wait, what? Oh, it's his dick. Okay. I see.
Come on. Remember that? It's like from all the,
There's a lot.
it's
There's
the
a lot
intro
there.
to the whatever.
Sexy Goose 69, another one,
Ooh.
says, what are you guys doing right now under quarantine? Any advice on not getting an existential crisis due to the uncertainty of the future? Marcos.
Watch Neon Genesis Evangelion. You're
Ooh,
welcome.
yes. That's such a great one.
You guys
Such a great one. It's
are
confusing as fuck.
It's so good.
But it's great.
So good. Holy shit.
You're going to get an existential crisis from watching that, so you won't have to worry about the quarantine.
That
Pretty much.
movie is about an existential crisis. That's literally what, or the show and the movies that followed it. That's all I'll say. That's all. It's so good. I love it.
And Berserk.
think-
And Berserk. The old Berserk.
Marcos, did you see the end of Evangelion, the movie?
That's the movie that came out years after, right?
Yeah, that where it's like a very definitive closing.
No, I did not, actually.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Watch it because like it.
But I have all the time to rewatch everything. Right now I'm watching I Was Reborn into a Slime or whatever.
Yeah. Watch the end of Evangelion because it kind of takes place before, during, and after the show ends. So it kind of like wraps it up.
Okay.
I think I'm committing a cardinal sin against anime fans by admitting the following. Perhaps my favorite movie, certainly in the top 3 of all time, is
Sailor Moon.
Ghost in Shell, the actual acted movie with ScarJo.
It was good.
I
was
loved it.
It was like a hybrid of the various animated films.
Yes, and it was, the music was perfect, and the scenery, the setting. I want to die in cyber future Hong Kong. I just, for the love of God, if I could just make it that far, that would be so.
Dude, have you guys seen Altered Carbon?
Yes. Oh, the first season. I haven't started the
seen
second season yet. The first season.
Yeah.
Yo, if you like fucking Ghost in the Shell with fucking Johansson.
It's like they took Blade Runner and then
It's so fucking
and Ghost
it's my
in the
favorite
Shell.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
So the second season starts off a little slow because Anthony Mackie's kind of soft to beat Takeshi Kovacs. But just watch it through, and then there's an animated movie that just came out.
I put it on my thing. I was like, oh,
that shit is dope. That shit is fire. Now, me and Mike, that's how we talk our shit in New York. You heard, Bird?
But Mike, I feel you because like Ghost in the Shell is up there, at least in terms of like really influential animes. I mean, you got like, of course, your One Piece, your DBZ, your Neon Genesis, your Akira, all that stuff. But I think Ghost in the Shell really gets a good nod. It's
Akira, okay?
Whatever. But I mean, in terms of like sci-fi, like downstream influential effect, like holy shit, so many things like branched off of Ghost in the Shell. It's a great series.
I got time for one more question.
Same here.
And you guys are going to be
3v3R1B whatever asks, which iron sports should be in the Olympics? Which other sports
none of them
should be removed to make space?
No one gives a weightlifting is already there, right? So, and most people don't really care about weightlifting all that much. Powerlifting, get the fuck out of here. No one.
I want bodybuilding to be in the Olympics just for the sheer number of people that get doped out with beta samples.
You replace curling with actual curling. Boom.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Come on.
Does it have to be a straight bar? Can it be like an easy bar or like a modified bar?
Technically, strict curl competitions in powerlifting feds in the U.S., of which there are a few, do easy curl, and you have to stand against the wall. And
C.T. Fletcher style?
Yeah, and you curl. I've seen a guy curl 210 pounds like that strict at a competition. I was like, fuck. That shit is impressive.
Well, now I got something
it's not that
to train
cheat curl bullshit you do, Marcos, you little bitch.
Bro, this shit look like cheat curl to you, fam?
That
shit look like cheat curl.
God damn.
Yeah, you got them round genetics.
God.
What's your best curl, Marcos?
I do the 90s for 20 reps.
You ain't shit. I do the hundreds for 100.
I hate that shit. There's always some fucking kid at the gym that sees me, goes to grab the biggest set of dumbbells and does the fucking. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
If you look at me while you do that, you're going to have my arms. He's like, really? You're like, no, not really, you dumb motherfucker.
I feel like Pai Mei. I just look at them and I'm like, walk away. That's right. Anyway.
I feel like, Marcos, you could grow out like a beard, like a chin beard really long, and you would have like the perfect like sensei thing going on. I can see.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Stroking.
I got time now.
James, can I ask for one more favor from the both of you before we go?
Sure.
Can you bring up Arnold again with his donkeys on mute? God. And Marcos, can you get us off here with close out the episode with some Arnold? Just please don't read what he's saying. Just say what you will.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm like in my hallway. I can't let my neighbors hear me. I don't want them to judge me. Okay.
Hello there, little donkeys. How are you, Americans? Look at you. Ha ha. I can't get the coronavirus because I don't even have blood. My body is an exoskeleton. Ha ha. I got it from Skynet. I'm the T100 and 700 in the, Maria, where's the housekeeper? This is how we make mule babies. Come here. Oh, look at the little heart in the background. Yeah, it's full of chocolates. I love chocolates. They're anabolical. And is that a syringe on my table? I can't tell. Stallone. Sly, where are you? I call this guy Drago. Yeah, it's funny because these are my friends. Okay, you're going to need the shape up because your ears are getting a little bit too hairy. And who gave you this haircut? Come on, you look like fucking Tom Platz over here with your fucking blonde hair. It's making me sick. Get out of here. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
We can't close out an episode better than that, man.
I'm just going to freestyle that shit all day. You know what? That's what I'm going to do for fucking 30 days until we get out of quarantine. I'm just going to voice over Arnold. It's going to be like Hercules in New York style.
Oh, yo, James, remember you and I sat down in your apartment in Johnson City and watched Hercules in New York with our mouths agape the entire time? Like, who authorized this?
Somebody said this is okay. Let's put this out there.
Hello, my name is Hercules.
I'm pretty. There's also a scene where they're in the park, and I'm confident one of the ducks in the pond is straight up dead. Like there's a
Central
duck that's
Park,
upright, and there's
so-
a duck that's like just clearly dead.
Welcome to New York.
It's accurate. It's nothing but accurate.
Fucking duck overdosed.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. But since we're on lockdown for the next however long, maybe we'll get another one in soon for some
not?
laughs.
What the fuck else you gonna do? You got other friends? Come on now. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I've never had friends.
If you guys are interested
We
in
know.
actually getting some serious questions answered, please feel to check out RP Plus on YouTube or on our website. Mike and I do some serious Q&A for people who have questions, sport, fitness, diet related, and we actually give serious answers. And if you just want to laugh and have some shits, this is a good place to hang out. So,
By the way, RP Plus is free till July 31st.
oh fuck,
Yo, thanks for
Forgot.
ripping that shit, Marcos.
Very
I'll send
nice.
you your check.
Yeah,
Loyalty
baby.
check.
Send me that donkey, though. I want that donkey.
The literal donkey Arnold was petting.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. All right,
All right.
talk to you
Bye,
guys.
Love you.
guys.
Stay safe. Stay strong. Holla.